Hello again, and this is our third, I guess, project-based activity of the week. All, of course, based around our inquiry on extreme weather. Now, I've got this. You've already completed most of the form, or a lot of the form, but remember, there's two sessions today. So the first part of the form, you've probably completed in the first section, but then also as well, you should have gone on to this part, at least started it, because this is going to take quite a bit of time to do. So let's discuss what you need to do. First of all, you can read here, your task today is to choose two of the ecosystems from the previous session, and that was not the previous session, as in this session this morning or the afternoon, or whichever session you're on today. It's from your previous session where you did, and let me just show you here. It's this session here. Okay, the Japanese ecosystems and the Padlet. So if you remember, there were about six, I think, different ecosystems that you looked at, different areas in Japan with different ecosystems. Now, you need to choose two of these, okay? And you need to then look at the weather for the year, the different types of extreme weather as well that might have happened during that time. And also, what you then need to do is try and work out what the impact of this extreme weather would have been on these two Japanese ecosystems. So, I'll show you in a moment how you might do that, give you a bit of a head start. You should be able to create something. Now, it says here, form of oral presentation, which explains the possible impacts of extreme weather on your chosen ecosystems. Now, ideally, what I was going to do is I was going to visit your group. Now, I can't do that, so you're going to have to put these onto Seesaw. They're going to have to be Seesaw videos. You should be able to access them. If you cannot access them via Seesaw, please let me know. Or you can't access your Seesaw account, then let me know. You should be able to access it. However, if not, then just record a video and send it to me. That's fine. I don't really mind if you can't access your Seesaw, because that is the way I'd ideally like you to do it. So there should be two separate presentations about both of the different ecosystems, or there should be one major presentation with both of them mentioned as well. Now, this is going to take a little bit of time to do, so I'm going to explain to you how it's going to work. So I'm going to just talk through this again. You should be able to create some form of oral presentation which explains the possible impact of extreme weather on your chosen ecosystem. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go first of all to here. Now, you've got this slide, okay? I've included it in the resources for today, so it's part of it. Now, if you click on here, I can go to the Japanese ecosystems, and then what this will do will take me to the Padlet that you've previously done. Now, notice I'm doing this before you've actually completed this activity, but I would then go, okay, well, actually, I'm going to choose maybe Okinawa, and I don't know which one could I do. I could choose Tottori Sand Dunes or Tokyo. It doesn't really matter anyway. Let's say I choose Tokyo. Okay, so that's my first one that I'm going to be choosing. Now, what I then want to know is I want to know a little bit about extreme weather. So I've got my two ecosystems. I know what I'm going to be doing. I've gone back over and had a look through them, had a look at the biotic, abiotic, and habitats, a little bit about the ecosystem themselves. So this tells me a little bit about extreme weather. Oh, now there you go. And this actually is really good in terms of what type of extreme weather you'd expect to find in Japan. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. So we can have a look at cyclones there. Okay, now cyclones are based around, cyclones are, I'm not going to say any more other than they are hurricanes and typhoons. It's just they have a different word, that's all, but they're exactly the same thing. I've also got others there. Okay, I've got heat waves, floods, so on. And you can work your way through this website, okay? And it's really important you read all of this first. Now, once you've done these two parts, then you'll have a better idea. Okay, well, actually, I've now got some idea of what would affect, or the types of extreme weather which might affect that area. But in order to help you better understand that, if you go to WeatherSpark here, what you can then do is, if you click on here, you can click on certain areas in the world. So I'm just going to go to Tokyo here, okay? And this gives me the weather, okay, for Tokyo all year round. Now, here we go. I can find out about the climate in Tokyo. Okay, it tells me what it's like. Average monthly temperature. Okay, so there you go. Now it's in Fahrenheit, which is a bit of a problem. That's not great, um, because we'd rather have it obviously in Celsius, okay, which would be great. And you can get the different years here, and you can convert it actually because it will allow you to convert it. Not necessarily in here, but if you convert, I don't know if it will actually. No, maybe it won't. Let's have a look. No. Okay. So you'll have to go online to find the conversion. You can just get Celsius to Fahrenheit converter. And then over here, look, it's got hourly temperature in Tokyo. You can look at that. Clouds, it tells you about those. Precipitation, another word for rain or types of not just rain, but snow. Okay. And have a look through these different areas here. Sun, based on that, you should be able to work out. And after you've looked at extreme weather, it's very much about what you think. There's no right or wrong here. What do you think it might suffer from? Okay, what extreme weather might it suffer from? Would it suffer from? Is it going to suffer from typhoons? Is it going to suffer from heat waves? Is it going to suffer from flooding? I don't know. You need to decide that. Now it's two. So I've done Tokyo, but clearly, well, what about one of the other areas? So, okay, I can put in, let's say, Hokkaido. Okay, we put in Hokkaido. That's for that. Hokkaido. Now it gives me Sapporo as well. So excellent. Sapporo is in Hokkaido. So again, it gives me exactly the same sort of information for Hokkaido because that's one of the other ones that I wanted to do. Now, I assume you can also get. Let's have a look. Was it Tottori? Yeah, Tottori, Japan. Let's have a look. Yes, and there you go. So basically, I can pretty much get all the weather I need and all of the details. Now, you've got to look very carefully at this information in order to find out. But you are trying to do this. I'm going to remind you again, you should be able to create some form of oral presentation which explains, basically, that means a video, which explains the possible impacts of extreme weather on the two ecosystems in Japan you've chosen. That's what you're trying to get across. So we're trying to think about which extreme weather are we going to expect to see in Japan? Okay, how is that going to? How are we going to? Maybe not maybe say how are we going to see it, but are we going to see it? And how do we know based upon the graphs, line graphs we talked about, tables, all of those sort of things. Okay, so that's two sessions today. Okay, two sessions. Don't forget. Okay, that's it. Good luck with that. Bye bye.